I'm going to bring two kids who are playing right there here. I'm telling you what I do in my office. So you're getting to see what I do, and then there's an explanation. Yeah. Dr. Karam has these groups for one reason. He feels that you are the best way for your child to change, to develop, to get better, whatever that means, right? I'm not here to give you information in terms of statistics. You don't care that 1 out of 42 boys have autism? Who cares? You just care about your child, right? You'll be hearing that. Who cares about statistics and research? And so what I'm going to do here now is show you one thing that I do, and that is I'm going to bring one kid at a time, and I'm going to tell them to sit on this chair. So I want you to, we could write this or not, but at least I want you to think about what he's going to say. Now, since they're not here, that's good. And I know they're not listening to me, because they wouldn't listen to me if they even were here. Right? It's a little joke, bromeo. So what do you think they're going to say? And if you don't know, just say I don't know. I'm going to have the kids say, hey, I'm going to say, Sebastian, sit on the chair. Right? You see with this, right? What is he going to say? Or laugh or not say or what? What do you think? Any ideas?
We'll try.
But he'll say I'm crazy, or? Okay.
I think he will try.
Try, okay. What do you think?
We'll ask you how.
How? Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you the answer. And I know you'll all agree with me. The answer really is, you all might be right, that we don't know. Right? Think about it. Just think about that for a second. How many times in school does the teacher ask your child a question that the teacher does not know the answer? Do you see what I'm saying? The teacher almost always knows the answer. What is this? Car. I want you to say car. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When Dr. Karam says a lot of speech therapists, I wrote down what you said on the phone the other day. He says, speech comes from the outside. So a lot of speech therapists say, I'm going to tell, I know more than you. I have a curriculum, I have a list of words, right? And you're talking about communication. And I know what you should say. My approach is different. It's a cognitive approach, which means I'm saying, and this whole book talks about this, language comes from within. So this might be a fun demonstration. Important here. I want, whether the kid says I'm crazy, that would be great. Or the kid, whatever the child does, it's coming from within him. It's real. In that way, we get to know the child. And if I had to put my method, one of the first things to do that you have to observe. You know, it's funny. Somebody read the book and says, I know what it's about.
Una persona leyó el libro. Yo sé de qué
It's a different idea.
Todo el mundo tiene una idea diferente.
He says, oh, that book is about you listening to somebody.
Oh, ese libro se trata de escuchar a alguien.
And I said, no, I mean listening to somebody. I have cases, and I show what I did and how I worked and how the kid improved. What do you mean listening?
Yo tengo casos y yo les muestro lo que yo hice y cómo yo traté el problema, pero no es escuchar solamente.
And then I realized he was right.
Y después me di cuenta.
Listening is really observing, being open,
Escuchar es estar observando,
having no expectations,
ser abierto, no te
not correcting your kid if he says something that's not right.
niño si dice algo que
Right?
no está bien.
There's a, let's see if I could find, there's a, just along these lines, and then we'll bring the kids in.
En esta y después va a traer entonces al niño.
This mother's from Romania.
Hay una madre aquí que es de Rumania.
In the book, I lied,
En el libro,
because I want to protect identity. Don't say anything. Don't get me in trouble. Now listen to this. The kid's mother came in one day.
la madre del niño vino un día
She was puzzled because the kid said Pishu.
y ella estaba preocupada porque el niño
Okay, I don't know what it means either. But in
no
Romanian,
sabe lo que significa, pero
in Romanian, she thought it meant like he has to go to the toilet, like pee.
ella
Right?
pensó que en romano que eso significaba que él tenía que ir al baño.
The reason this is a remarkable story is when she brought him to the toilet, he didn't have to go to the
La
toilet.
razón por la que esto es increíble es porque cuando ella lo llevó al baño, él no tenía que ir al baño.
90% of teachers and even parents and therapists will say, oh, he's not doing what I think he should mean. Something's off with the child.
90% de los padres, profesores y otras personas piensan de que ellos no están haciendo los niños lo
And
que están supuestos a hacer.
he's autistic.
Ellos están mal por alguna forma.
She didn't feel that way. She felt that he was telling, she did not understand what he was talking
Ella
about.
no se sintió así y ella no entendió a qué el niño se estaba
She
refiriendo.
kept trying to understand him.
Ella trataba de entender lo que él decía.
This went on for weeks. She never gave up.
Y eso duró varias semanas, ella nunca se rindió.
Then he said Pishu, and then he touched his nose.
Volvió a decir
And he said, Achu.
y se tocó la nariz.
This is one of his first words.
Y eso fue su primera palabra.
He realized that Pishu really meant Achu, and she was saying, the kid was saying, God bless you.
Entonces el niño estaba diciendo
Bless you. So Pishu meant bless you.
salud cuando estaba
And it was like, all right, now, think of it from the child's point of view.
Entonces, desde el punto de vista
Kid is learning to speak. He's trying to say,
él no sabe hablar, está tratando de decir algo, él sabe lo que está diciendo
and you think he's
y
wrong,
nosotros pensamos
right? Or whatever you, right? And that's what I mean by really listening,
eso es lo que quiere decir en escuchar en realidad
and that's what I mean by respect.
y en respetar.
That's respecting your child.
Eso es respetar a su hijo.
So we're going to bring, let's see, which one's Sebastian? Let's bring Sebastian first, only because I said hello to him before. So what I'm saying, when I do this in my office,
Cuando él hace esto en su oficina,
I may get nothing.
puede ser que
He may look at it and walk away,
y que él pueda verlo y salir por otro lado.
right? So what do I do?
Entonces, ¿qué él haría?
I know this kind of exercise
Sabe que este tipo de ejercicio
is a good idea.
es una buena idea.
So you know what I do?
¿Sabe
Oh,
lo que él haría entonces?
I try something else. I try 30 of these kinds of things.
Otra cosa, puede ser hasta 30 diferentes.
Dr. Karam, and I know this, I don't have to have observed Dr. Karam, I know he plays.
Él sabe que el doctor Kyra y
He plays with the kids.
él juega con los
He
niños.
says silly things.
Él le dice cosas tontas.
But there's a reason for that.
Entonces la razón de
Does the kid, I would love a child to, well, I shouldn't say this, but to talk back at me.
que un niño le responda, es
Right? He's responding.
de que responda.
So, Sebastian, let's, let me put this over here. Are we good? Or should I put, sit down. Sit down on the chair. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't. Here.
Maybe put it against the wall.
Yeah. Now, you told him.
No.
You didn't say anything. Sit down. On the chair.
What chair?
What do you think?
Here?
This is a chair. Sit down. Sit down on the chair, not on the floor.
Yeah.
Could you sit down?
Here?
What?
Like this?
On the chair. That's not the chair.
What chair? Right here?
Well, why are you sitting on it?
Nah.
Well, then why are you leaning on it?
Nah.
You're leaning on the chair. How could you be leaning on a chair that you don't say you can't sit on it? Why are you leaning on it? I told you to sit on it. Here, look, here.
Right here?
Here, just sit on it. You just told me. Could you sit on it? Well, sit on it. Could you sit on this chair?
Yeah, no.
So why don't you just tell me you can't sit on it?
I can't.
Sit on the chair. You're doing it again. Why don't you just tell me that's ridiculous? Tell me that's impossible. Are you? So okay. So you got. So all right. You can go back and play.
Thank you, Sebastián.
He's crazy.
So if I asked 100 people,
Si él le pregunta a 100 personas,
maybe one would say, oh, he's going to say what chair. That's my point. We can't predict what he's going to say. All right?
no puedo predecir lo que va.
What did we learn? Tell me what we learned about Sebastian.
Entonces, ¿qué aprendimos de Sebastián?
You observed him like I observed him. What could you tell me about Sebastian? What is his strengths, weaknesses? Go ahead.
After a couple of times, he was saying sit on it, and he realized that there was nowhere to sit. But he kept putting his back to it.
Right.
He was trying to form it. He could see it.
Right.
See it, and he knew what he needed to do, so he was trying to picture it and just.
Right. And if this were in my office,
Si eso hubiese ocurrido en su oficina,
if I feel that there's more language and more understanding to be had, like I'm asking him,
hay más lenguaje.
why don't you just tell me? It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
De que no te puedes sentar porque estoy loco,
I say,
o que es ridículo.
here's one problem. Kids are trained
Los niños son entrenados
to listen to other people and not think for themselves.
para escuchar a otras personas y
Okay.
pensar por sí mismos.
Here's Sebastian, father. You could tell me, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Ese es el papá de Sebastián, tal vez le puedo decir, bueno, yo no sé.
So if I asked you, does Sebastian think for himself in situations? What do you say?
Si Sebastián
Yes or
piensa
no?
por sí mismo en situaciones.
Sometimes? Okay.
He did because he had a charming smile.
Yeah, right.
He figured out what you were trying to do, and he reacted appropriately, and he communicated that.
That's right. That's right. So that's my striking first thought. When he said,
Cuando él dijo
what chair,
que silla,
he got the whole thing.
ya él comprendió lo que estaba.
What are you talking about? What chair?
¿De qué tú estás hablando? ¿Cuál silla?
It shows that he understands the question, he understands the situation, he's smiling, he understands the humor.
Una situación, él
Right?
humor de la situación.
So that's, I was talking about the negative part, but it's 99% wow.
Es 99% sorprendente.
This kid could communicate well.
Él se puede comunicar.
And you're right about the smiling says everything.
Y él está riendo, se dice ya.
He gets the joke,
Él entiende.
right? So, but, this is very important. Dr. Carmen sort of mentioned this before.
Pero esto es bien importante y el doctor Karen lo mencionó.
When he said what chair,
Cuando él dice que silla,
and everybody felt the same way I felt.
Y todo el mundo se siente
He got
de la misma forma que
it.
él
What
se
else?
sintió.
Why go further? That's it. He got it. Let's put a check mark. Okay, Sebastian got it.
¿Por qué entender de que okay, ya lo entendió, vamos a marcarlo como completo? Ya
I don't applaud. I don't say that's great. I don't say that's wonderful. I don't say I did a great job because wow.
Buen trabajo.
Wow.
Ni dijo que es una
I don't say any of that.
Él no dice ninguna de esas cosas.
I push to see if there's more language there.
Él empuja a ver si hay más lenguaje.
You know, what do you mean, the chair? He can't sit. No. Okay, so why are you trying to sit down? I'm pushing to see,
Él está empujando.
right? I'm pushing to see if he'll say, you know what? I'm not going to try to sit down
Tal vez si él dice, bueno, yo no voy a tratar de sentarme.
because there's no chair. I want to see how far he goes, not how, right?
¿Qué tan lejos él puede ir?
Why do I ask those questions?
¿Por qué él hace esas preguntas?
Because I'm reacting to what he says.
Porque él está reaccionando a lo que él dice.
If people talk about an individualized education program,
Cuando las personas hablan de programas individualizados educacionales,
that's what we did.
eso es lo que uno hace.
That was individual for him.
Eso es individuo para él.